Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Matthew 7:14. The false prophet is a man who does not have a narrow gate and a narrow way in his gospel. Reverend Martin Lloyd-Jones cited the following as characteristics of the false prophet's message. 1. The false prophet is silent about God's justice and wrath. The false prophet speaks very rarely about God's holiness, righteousness, justice and wrath. He talks about God's love almost always, but nothing much anything else. He does not fear when he preaches about the holy and precious God, whom the saints are all connected to. He usually emphasizes only one truth about God, which is love. 2. The false prophet is silent about judgment and hell. Another doctrine that the false prophet never emphasizes is the eternal destiny of those who'd be later judged and perished. Unfortunately, there have been only a few sermons on the Last Judgment in the past half-century. Most certainly, false prophets do not like this teaching. 3. The false prophet does not emphasize the wickedness of sin. He suggests that sin is not a serious problem. Not only he doesn't like to talk about sin, he says it's okay because Christ paid it all. Christ is indeed the propitiation of the sins of the world, but only a few truly believe that, while many still don't believe. Sin should be taken quite seriously, especially to those of us who truly believe. 4. The false prophet is silent about the need for repentance. The false prophet does not emphasize repentance. His lesson has a very large gate leading to salvation and a very wide road leading to heaven. They say, you don't have to worry much about your sinful nature. You don't need to take your mind seriously as black. You just have to say that you believe. 5. The false prophet is silent about a holy life. The false prophet does not tell us that we must practice the Sermon on the Mount. If we teach yet do not practice the Sermon on the Mount, we will be called the least in the kingdom. And everyone that hears the Sermon on the Mount, and does them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, who built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house. And it fell, and great was the fall of it. False teaching is not concerned with true holiness and biblical holiness. 6. The false prophet is silent about the dangers of self-deception. The false prophet always offers easy salvation and an easy lifestyle. He hinders self-examination. He does not tell you to examine your soul, but you always have to look at Jesus. He says you shouldn't look at yourself to find your sin. Instead, he recommends easy salvation and easy Christian life. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates? 2 Corinthians 13:5.